give the direction of each item. So these are the things which I have mentioned just now. And I have created one text field and one button. So basically, let me preview it again. So I have one text view and one button. So what I am doing is like, when I do a click on the button, I will be changing the text. So for that, I have taken the reference of this button and this text. So that is what I did. So in order to run this application, I have to launch the emulator. For that, I have to go to Device Manager. Then I will be getting this pop-up. From there, I have to tap on Login. So if I do a login, I will get a login screen for the Huawei ID. Over there, I need to log in. Let me log in. Yes. Once the login is completed, we will be getting this prompt. From there, we have to allow it. Once the login is success, we can move back to the screen, and we will be getting this pop-up. So over there you can see multiple devices. Let me launch this TV. So I can just tap on run. So it will load that device and it will launch on my IDE. So now let me run it. So if you tap on this run button, you can easily run it. It will load the project and it will create the HTTP file. Then it will install on this device. We are launched our sample project, and whenever I tap on here, this text view will be changed. Now what I am talking is like, now what if I need to create multiple screens? So as I said earlier, each screens are slices here. So I have to create another slice, something like this. So instead of main ability slice, I have to mention second ability slice. Either I can copy the same thing, or I can just go to new and I can just create a Java class and I can mention second ability slice. To create it, you have to extend it from ability slice. We'll be having on start. You need to create on start method, and after that you should have this set UI content also. You have to create a UI content for your ability screen. So I have to change this layout. This is main layout. I just mentioned like second, and what I do is I have to go to resource base layout. Instead of that, layout presets over there. I'll just copy the same main ability and I'll rename it second. So my second ability UI screen is created. So let me delete this button, and what I'll do is I'll just mention the text as second screen. So I have multiple screens now. So let me show in the previewer. So I have this second screen and the first screen as a hello world. So I have these two slices, and the next procedure what I need to do is I have to mention this in an added action route. So I have to go to the ability, the core ability. In the core ability, one main route we can add as the first ability slice, and remaining thing I have to add it as action route. I have to add action route, and I have to mention one action name, form.action. This can be any string. I just mentioned like this format, form.action, form.action second ability slice. And next thing is I have to get second ability dot class dot get name. So I have to give this name. After that, I can add uh, the same action what I have added over this main ability. In the config.json. So I have added all these things. So now let's see what happens on the screen. I'm running it again, and I have this emulator here. So if I tap this, oh, I forgot to add one thing. So mainly from this I have to call the second screen, right? So whenever we tap on the button, we are just calling the text.setText. Instead of this, I have to call send and new second ability slice and new intent. So this intent is to pass the data. Since I don't have any data, I'm not passing it. And other than that, this reference of the second ability slice. Now let me run it again. Now you can see second screen is launched. If you go back, your previous screen will be there. So like this, you can add additional screens and you can create different layouts. You have all the items here, and you can experiment everything by using our IDE. So this is this is the small experiment what we can do it here. You guys can launch other templates and all those things to check other scenarios and all. I'm coming back to the slides. Next part is UI framework. So I have said, like, no, we can develop the application by using different languages, and moreover to that, we can develop the application. We can design the UI by using JavaScript UI and Java UI. So right now we have checked the Java UI, and we are also having JavaScript UI also. The main difference is, like, no, Java UI is, like, no, basically by using Java and XML we can create. When it comes to JavaScript UI, we have to use JavaScript HTML5 and CSS file. So if you guys are familiar with web applications and all, you guys can easily develop JavaScript UI. And Java UI is having interpretive fine-grained APIs, and JavaScript UI, it's a declarative high-level API. And execution mode also different. For Java, I have to do a refresh every time. For JavaScript, whenever I do a code change, immediately these items will be changed. And in the architecture side, outside parts are similar, and only the inside things, UI components and all those things are different. So the main thing is, like, no, when it comes to the UI side, if you are developed UI by using a JavaScript or Java, so anything, this resource sharing and other features of Harmony OS will work easily. So no need to worry anything about it, because all these things, outside things are similar only, even if you develop by using JavaScript or Java. And next part is use cases. So we have two use case samples here. And the first one is offline map navigation. This is one of the client of ours, and they are having millions of downloads in app market. And here in this, they are created a Harmony OS application for the smartwatch, and they are showing the use case of that. Let me share the video. The next item is the Plano application. Here, basically, it's a child safe application. So it will control the kids' phone usage, and also parents. He can use his watch and he can see the status, and he can control it from the watch itself. So let me share the video also. It's a short video. So there will be a sign-in screen for that. And once the sign-in is completed, you can easily see how many kids are there, and that kids uh, how much phone usage is there, and what all the things he needs to control. So these are the two applications which we have. Give it as a sample, and if you guys if you guys needs to know more about Harmony OS and more about the coding of Harmony OS, we have a bigger samples and all. We have a code labs and all those things. So we have this GitHub and Git repository. So there you guys can find all these things. These links will be shared by Tan. And here there are other links which is useful for the Harmony OS development. I'm done from Harmony OS development and introduction. Now I'm inviting Mr. Tushar Srivastava to take Huawei ID creation. So he is a senior technical lead of HMS and Huawei. So thank you guys. Tushar, you can carry forward.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dan. So I'll quickly share my screens first. Allow me one moment. Yeah. Please give me a confirmation if you are able to see my screen and hear me.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So, good afternoon, everyone. Very warm welcome to the webinar. And in this specific webinar, as you must be enjoying it by now. Lots of different demo applications you have seen. How to start this? How to start these demo application? First, basic thing. So, whenever we are building any, creating any building, no, we start from the ground, correct? So, in order to create a ground, we need some specific tools. Now under these tools, first thing which comes up, which currently we can consider this as a mandate, not only for Huawei, for any development environment, is creating a developer ID. Now this developer ID, there are different stages of developer ID. Now first stage is which we'll mention is as developer registrations. So under this registration stage, what happens is couple of details will be given to you, like for example, access to code labs, access to Huawei developer forum as an author, access to view videos on training portal, access to learn videos and give examination, get certified automatically online. All those things are available just by the help of the developer registration part. What is required? So the requirement for this one is your phone number and email ID. That's it. Done. We'll come back to the second part. Second part comes up, which is called as a developer verification part, where we verify that it is an actual developer who will be using this ID to deploy an application, to create some application, to create some use cases, to create college or university level projects, which he'll be deploying. So if you've not already done the registration, you can always click on this link below. I'll be this thing. I'll be a speaker who will be explaining you step by step process how you can do the registration. Now you'll be asking me a question for the developer verification part. What are the things you are getting? So a couple of things you'll get is cloud debugging. So basically the devices with which you can debug your application, all those devices you will be getting available. So you can access those devices, you can run your application on those devices, and apart from that, access to all development services will be given to you, so that you can not only you can create your application, but also you can add multiple set of services to your application to expand the capability of your application with which you are developing. Now what is required for this one? A government ID or a birth certificate is required, one thing. Second one is we won't go for bank document as of now. Instead of bank document, we can upload the photo of you holding your university or college ID card with your full name to replace the bank document. Now this one, in the upcoming slide, I'll show you the exact process for this one. There is one more process, but that is a third stage. We won't go more deep into that area. That is enterprise developer requirement. So it is generally, specifically, this is for someone who are monetizing their application, who are expanding their business to a different set of domain. For all those people who are having a business license. Allow me one moment. Thank you. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, if you've already clicked the link or you have already scanned on the bottom top right corner, there is a barcode saying scan me. You scan it and you will be redirected to this page where the country will be automatically selected and it will be asking you about your phone number. Once you enter your phone number, you will be getting the opt-in code button will be enabled. You click on this opt-in code button, you'll get an SMS onto your the phone number which you have entered. Add the SMS code, add your choice of password, confirm your password, add your date of birth, and that's it for the registration part. Now, what if you want to do the registration via email ID? You can do that as well. So similar manner, add your email ID, university specific email ID. Country will be automatically selected. The OTP button will be enabled. You click on the OTP button, you will get the OTP into your email ID. Add your email ID, add your password, confirm your password, and then add your date of birth. That's it. Now, once this is done, it will ask you about the Huawei ID's privacy terms and conditions. It's about accessing the developer forum and other areas. You scroll down to the bottom, it is asking, yes, I'd like to stay informed and updated about the Huawei's company's product, service, and offered by email or text message. Why this is required is, as a developer, if I'm developing any application, any new update comes up into the API or into the service or into the kit, we need to accommodate that into our application in order to give our customer best suited experience. To get updated, we usually click a yes on this one and then click on agree. Next is, if you have started the process directly via email ID, then it will ask you about your phone number. You add your phone number, opt-in code button will be enabled. You add your SMS code and click on OK. It will ask you about the privacy terms for forum part. You click on join forum. So now here you have joined forum as an author. So till here the registration part is done. Now people who are very serious about the development, they would be wondering how to get the not only the registration but also the verification done. For the verification part, what do we do? This bar you see on top, we'll be filling this bar one by one. So currently we are on first stage is completed with the registration. We are on second stage. Under second stage, it is asking you whether you are an individual developer or an enterprise. You select the individual developer. Why not enterprise? There is no license associated. There is no business involved over here. That is why we are keeping an individual ID. Now again, the bar is getting filled up. Developer ID, developer type is selected. We'll fill up this form, and in this form, couple of important fields are there, which I would like you to focus on to is legal entity name. So basically, your name, which is there in your ID, you add the same name. If there is a dot, you add that dot. If there is an acronym associated, you add that acronym. Let's say my name is Tushar P. Srivastav. So I'll write it over here, Tushar P. Srivastav. That's it. So country will be selected. If not, country will be automatically selected. Your state and province, you can select from the drop down. City and address, you can add up your details over here. In the same form, down below there is one more field which is saying how to add the cards. Basically, these cards. Now you see the card over here. One card is asking about the ID part, and another one is asking about the bank document. Let us go to the bank document first. So the kind of photograph which I was earlier mentioning in the slides, this kind of photograph you have to click. You have to hold your student ID. Click a selfie of yours. When shooting the photo, please straighten up your arms and the student ID card is located in front of your body. All the information of student card shall be clear and vivid, so that we can match up with whatever details you have added in the registration. Birth certificate and photo holding your student ID card is mandatory. It's a mandatory process, and your personal information will be protected. Okay. So couple of points to focus on is use only official names mentioned in the ID. So the ID which you are mentioning, the ID or the birth certificate which you are mentioning, use only those official names. Your email ID is associated with university, that email ID you use. So it will be easy for everyone to track up. We can quickly support you in the approval of your ID, and you can quickly do the experiments. ID picture should be clear so that we can easily read the text and we can easily see the face. Upload the photo of you holding your college ID card with your full name. As I have explained how you have to add it. So you see on the right hand side, one is ID card, another one is the bank document. As some of us won't be having the bank document, they can replace the bank document with the college ID card. Now select a message language as an English. So select your message language as an English, and then confirm that you have read the statements. Submit. That's it. You have done with the verification part also. Now once the verification is done, you would be very excited for how you can. What are the areas which are now opened up to you, where you can start contributing, where you can start seeing the new activities. First thing you would like to go is Huawei Developer Forum, where you can, if you are more into reading, you can read lots of different articles, lots of different use cases being published on daily basis on throughout the globe. So globally, different teams are there, Huawei's internal teams, who are posting new use cases just for you to read and get inspired, get new ideas done, so that you can create your own projects. You can also take support from here. The kind of support which we'll be sharing over here is any support related to development of application, deployment of application, integration of any service into the application, any kit into the application, information related to Harmony OS or HMS services. All are, you can ask any number of questions over here. We have a good amount of experts who are constantly watching this forum. So within 24 hours, either you'll get a reply or you'll get a confirmation by when you'll get it. That's for the developer forum. Coming to the training portal. So on training portal, what you can do is, I usually prefer learning a new thing with the help of video first. So with the help of video, I can get a small a glimpse of what I am entering into. I would recommend you the same. Go visit our training portal. Lots of videos are there. Different set of videos. Couple of video courses are as well available. Some individual IDs are available. So both of the courses, either it is a long-term course or it's a short-term course, kind of courses are available. In fact, details related to Harmony is also a couple of videos are there. So go watch the training portal, watch a couple of videos, get inspired, try to create some new projects. It will be the journey will be very much interesting for you. Now, code lab part. Code labs are basically an instruction, basically set of instructions, a step-by-step process with which you can create an application on your own. So how do you, if you want to experiment, definitely you can visit our code lab portal. Lots of different code labs are already established. In fact, we are the one of the key player in multi-kit code labs. So apart from us, I don't see anyone else deploying, adding multiple services into an application and deploy them in market. So if you are enjoying the single kit code labs, definitely you can enjoy the multi-kit code labs, where you can directly create a use case with the help of couple of services or couple of kits. With this, I would like to end my session. Thank you for being very patient. Thank you for giving up your time. And I would like to stop sharing my screen. You have any other question? Please feel free to drop your comments into the chat box. We'll be very much happy to support you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asharali and then Mr. Tusha Srivastava. Now, I want, just now, both of them have actually demo how to come up with your own project and then to actually register. I really hope some of the students will actually take this challenge up to register and try to come up with your own project, okay? It's a very straightforward demo, and then you can give it a try to challenge yourself based on what you have seen today. Okay, so there is quite a lot of questions in the chat. So I will start with, actually it was quite clear on Harmony OS, but I just want a summary. If somebody can summarize, actually, what is Edna actually asked this question. Edna actually asked that what is actually a Harmony OS in summary. So is there anybody that can take the question for this?
Yeah, I can answer it. Okay, yeah. So Harmony OS is a distributed OS and which is a unified OS. So this operating system is not only meant for any smart watch or smartphone, which is meant for n number of devices and which is having multiple language development also. So this is what the summary which I can give about Harmony OS.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Now there's one more question which I think that because some of us have never tried Harmony OS before, but out of curiosity, so Olivia actually asked, does Play Store support Harmony OS? Which Justin actually leads to, do you need Harmony OS device to run Harmony OS apps? And then there is a confusion between Huawei device and Harmony OS. So can anybody answer this?
Basically, Huawei device previously it was running on Android. The basic OS was Android. So now, upcoming device it will be running on Harmony OS. And when it comes to the difference between this Android and Harmony, I have already mentioned this is having more features and which is having more distributed capabilities and all.
Okay, all right. Now, a very important question that AB asked is that how would this personal document, which is the one being uploaded in the Huawei registration, be used by Huawei? I guess that a lot of us nowadays are more careful with our personal data.
I think Tushar can able to answer it.
Sure. So we generally respect a lot for this privacy concern. In fact, very few people who are actually moderating the whole platform are having access. They are on very high position, and these people take the responsibility. In fact, in order to access any of the email ID itself, we need to sign multiple documents that it will be our own responsibility. So we take this information part very seriously from our end, and feel free to ask. We are also following not only this one for security purpose only. I'll tell you one thing. There are a couple of regulations which are not only there in Asia Pacific, they are also there in Europe, MEA, and other part of the world. Couple of them are GAPP. I'll mention them in chat box. And GDPR. We respect both of them. Not only these two, we also respect country level local laws and regulation. Combining all these three, the user data is protected. So these norms tells us how the data can be accessed by any employee. I hope I answered the question.
I think our
seems our host is disconnected.
Probably her line is not that good. Ping Ping, are you still there? Dr. Tam Ping Ping?
Yes, really sorry.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you very much. There's one more technical question is that, okay, Wai Chong has already answered on the AOSP, but then it is followed by can AOSP call so existing apps still able to run? So meaning to say what the question here that we understand is that yes, it's running on AOSP, but does this mean that the new one that is built on Harmony OS, can the old ones which is still running on AOSP core still runs?
Basically, what I can say is this is also open source only, and if you have an Android application, you can run it on Harmony OS also. I mean, if you have an APK, you can easily install on Harmony OS. So that capability it is having it.
Okay, all right. And then okay, Kyrie Zamri asked again. Okay, he is asking that for organization registration, which is actually most of the time you register as a company, do we still require to register as individual developer in the organization?
I think it's again Tushar's.
Yeah, can you please repeat the question? I'm just not able to find this one in chat.
That if you are registered under an organization, okay, do this particular person still need to register as individual developer?
If he or she, any developer, is having a business associated, so that particular person would be having a business license or a DNUI ID. So if he is having that thing, I think we can definitely support that person to develop via the developer, choose the correct account type. And if he or she is not having that, I would recommend them to go with individual ID.
All right, I guess that's really clear. If you have an organization, you go under your organization. But if you want to do individual one, but you still want to do individual one beside your company, it's advisable to have an individual registration. Okay. Now, from Manuel Patrick. Is it possible to implement Google service as a map API on Huawei app development, or does Huawei has its own map service?
Huawei is its own service. Basically, Google service, we cannot use it. So we have Harmony mobile service, we call HMS. So this is supported for even for Huawei Android mobiles, and even if those kits are supported in Harmony OS also.
Okay, all right. Now, there's one more by Ui Chia Ton. If user want to use this application, how App Gallery will provide it? So what the questions ask is that App Gallery doesn't provide certain application which is popular in Play Store and used by many people. So if we are to switch to Huawei Harmony OS, if user want to use this application, is there any alternative for this?
So basically,
Sorry.
Tushar, you can.
Let me answer first. So I think in Malaysia, most of the top application already on board to the apps gallery. So I think you can find it in apps gallery. And beside, if you have other application that you are unable to find, you can actually get it from the beta search application.
Thank you very much. That was really clear. And then we are almost at the ending time also, which is actually very good timing. So if there is anybody that still have a pressing question, you can always unmute yourself and then ask question to our speakers. Feel free to do so.
I actually received one question, so I would like to read up the question first. So
okay, all right.
The question is again related to the developer ID. So my question is on organization registration. What there is multiple developers in the organization? What if there are multiple developers in one company? Do each developer still have to register? So the short answer is no. Every developer don't have to register, but I'll tell you the reason why you would want to. So if I'm having an organization, I would want to deploy all the client's application with a single ID in order to maintain my brand name. Correct me if I'm wrong. But in order to do short experiments, I would recommend my developers who are working under my company to have their own IDs so that they can do small experiments on their own. Or if they want to do a freelancing, they can definitely do a freelancing with their own IDs because they are not maintaining a brand. Now here I am responsible for my whole company. So I'm maintaining a brand. So I would want to go for my individual ID for organization with a business license and a DNUI ID. And for my individual developers, they can choose individual developer ID for the experiment purpose.
I really hope that whoever that asked that question, the explanation by Mr. Tusha Srivastava is clear. Okay, is there any more pressing question that you want to ask for the students or anyone, any participant? If there's no more questions, I will do a closing. Basically, Huawei has a really good initiative. They want to help users to have this seamless usage or transfer of their app and things like that between all the devices. Okay, so they proposed this Harmony OS, and then just now was a good demonstration by our distinguished speaker, Mr. Sharali and Mr. Tusha. Now, there's of course, we would thank Huawei very much because for putting effort to have this webinar. But special thanks goes to, I think all of you have seen behind scene, which is Dr. Sarah from the Faculty of Computer Science for organizing this. And then Mr. Tan Wai Chong, which is also our alumni. Again, he is the man behind this particular organization. So special thanks to them, and then special thanks to our distinguished speakers, and also special thanks to our dean. And then most of all, you can all give yourself a big clap because you put effort to come here to see what is in the current market. So give yourself a big clap also. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Tan Ping Ping, and also the Huawei team. On behalf of Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology, as well as UNIMAS, we are very thankful for having this session with Huawei India, as well as with Malaysia. We hope that with this collaboration, we can continue again. And if there is any opportunity for internship, we hope that our students can learn more from the experts, especially on this new and also state-of-the-art technology. It will be a good exposure to our students, and we hope that we can expand more opportunities doing this Harmony OS or any opportunities on exploring Huawei in terms of IoT or any kind of AI opportunities, research. That would be a good thing to do. Yeah, so we hope that this can be considered by Huawei. And yes, I am very fortunate to have Mr. Tan Wei Chong, who has been helping us to do the talk today. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, so for those who wants to take attendance, I'm gonna share the attendance after this.